Jake, Brad shared with us after the Indiana game that he got an apology from Bo Borowski about a missed call in that game, and it made me wonder if there are any officials that have communicated with you during the game about how they're calling it or why, and if any of that stands out to you.
Maybe a little bit. I try not to talk to refs really. I feel like it's separate from the players' game in a way. I really don't communicate more, or I'll ask them if they called something on me, like what I did or how to do it differently. But I don't really get too invested in missed calls. It happens. Just keep the energy moving forwards and on to the next play, really.
Yeah, I assume that you know their individual names because, of course, it's always taped up right next to the bench and the picture and stuff. But nobody stands out as being particularly communicative.
No, I mean, I do notice. I don't know all their names really. I really don't invest energy into it. But I do see Bo, communicating with Underwood. I hear what Underwood says about him. I don't know. Like I said, that's not my thing, as you probably would guess.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Jake. It's pretty rare to have two former Illini on the same NBA roster, and then to have it obviously with the home state team. So I wanted to ask you just quickly your thoughts on, I would assume it was the NBA Rising Stars game. What do you think's been the key to his rapid rise? Do you think maybe he could win Rookie of the Year? And then my second one is about Malcolm Hill. Coach said that he comes around the program a lot. He's been around. Have you had a chance to really interact with him? And what do you see in his game?
To answer your first question, playing with Io and being on the same team with him for 2 years, definitely things that stand out is that he's always been pro ready. I've heard him say that Illinois really prepared him well defensively, since we run the same coverage as the Bulls and the Bucks when we guard ball screens and all that. And that's really true. At the end of the day, when I first came here, I really didn't know anything about defense at all. Played zone at Holy Cross. Coming here and now I'm picking up things and learning a lot of things. I see how that can translate to the next level. And like I said, Io's a pro and he takes basketball really seriously. So I'm not in any way surprised that he's having success. And, I feel like Illinois has something about it with, just players being gritty and going against adversity. They didn't take Io until middle of the second round, or he was slept on still after everything he did in some way. But, that didn't faze him, and he just kept chopping wood and kept doing his thing. So I'm super proud of him. I know he's handling his business. I'm not worried about him at all. But like I said, super proud of him. And then to answer your second question, I personally don't know Malcolm too much. I saw him play at the TBT. We all went out there in Peoria when they played. So honestly, I haven't watched him too much. But again, against odds, he somehow found a way to make a NBA roster. And I think that just again says something about Illinois and just being tough and not giving up. He was in the G League, played overseas, but just stayed on the right path and has found success working hard.
Thanks, Jake.
Hey, Jake, this is obviously a big game for a variety of reasons, but one of the things here that Brad mentioned was you really can't make a mistake against Purdue or they take advantage of you. How do you relish that as an athlete going into a game where you maybe have to be closer to perfect than against any other team?
Well, the way I see it is that they got us the first time. Looking back at the film and all the meetings that we've had, we didn't really play that great of a game, but we were still in the game. And now we have another opportunity, 40 minutes to play, as close to a perfect game as we can. This game last time went to 2 overtimes, I think, right? Which means that there were, 3 separate chances where we were, head and head. So we make one less mistake in either regulation or the first overtime. And, we could have won the game. We had plenty of opportunities to win that game. So going into it, more confident that we kind of know what to expect and kind of have seen where our mistakes were and ways that we can be better. And, life doesn't give you too many second chances. So we appreciate the second chance to go out and come out victorious.
And from an outsider standpoint, it was a high level game. It was an entertaining game. Do you look back on a game like that, win or lose, or in the moment, do you feel it like this is a really good game? And is it more rewarding to be in a game like that?
A little confused by the question. I would say that, all these games are somewhat, big games. We just played Indiana, 17,000 people. The game starts and you kind of can feel the atmosphere like, oh yeah, we're here. This is a big game. But you try to eliminate that and just focus on, the things that are your assignment in a way. Just doing the things that you practice every day. I'd say it's hard. I feel like you can get really caught up in the atmosphere sometimes, especially at a away game, and it can break you. And I think we do a really good job of that on the road, just kind of going upstream into that, energy coming at us. So I kind of understand what you're asking now, but I personally don't see it in that exact way.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Mm.
Hey, Jake, I kind of wanted to take you back to your sit out year when you were just practicing with the team. Can you think back to maybe how Coach Underwood and the rest of the staff and the players prepared for road games? Because that's kind of when you guys started to have a little bit more success on the road as a program.
I think that can tie into a lot of things. Yesterday, we started practice. Coach asked us, what does adversity mean? And everyone had their answers. And, adversity is it's a part of life, and it gives you an opportunity to grow. And I think that has kind of been, like I was saying earlier about Iowa and Malcolm, is just, an away game adds a little bit more adversity to it. And culturally, our program kind of leans into that, and we kind of accept it and like the challenge of that kind of environment. What was I forget the second part of your question, if you had like a little add on to it.
No, you got the first part. I guess a follow-up that I have is you guys are a roster full of 22, 23, 24-year-olds. Do you guys almost not notice, I guess, how loud it gets on the road, or how do you handle it when you go into a stadium and it gets loud, but you guys are just experienced? You seem to not get fazed by it, I guess.
Yeah, we got a bunch of vets. We got some cool, calm, collected guys. We got, me, Trent, Monte, Kof, Plum. All these guys are, older. We I don't know. It just doesn't matter. Like we don't really care about. Like we were at the end of the game, we were kind of just chuckling at the Indiana fans because they were so loud, and they're a great fan section, and they're chanting air ball, and you gotta imagine having 10,000 people screaming air ball at you, and it's it can fluster someone, but it just really, only thing that matters is the 5 guys on the court, the 10 guys on the bench, and the 4, 5, 6 coaches, and it's just us. It's just Illinois out there. We're a family. We got each other's backs. I throw the ball to Kofi, he kicks it out, I miss it, he gets a foul, and I'm clapping my hand like, dang, I missed it. And Kofi's like, bro, you're chilling. And same thing goes for Trent. Same thing goes for my things. Same thing goes for Plummer. Where nothing can penetrate our circle.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jake, with all of that age and experience, how are things just maybe different on a day-to-day basis or in practice compared to maybe when you've been on teams that didn't have maybe all of that?
One thing I'm noticing now is we're really, really locked in. Yesterday we had practice for not too long of just a detailed day. And then we were, our group was in the film room for probably like hour and a half, just watching film, just all locked in. We have the same goals. We understand what's at hand. We just, we're just locked in. We're ready to do this thing and ready to do it for each other.
I mean, what's it like being on a team with a bunch of 22 to 24-year-olds? I mean, maybe Brad said it's more than he'd ever had, certainly.
It's definitely calming. Basketball is a game of runs, and storms get thrown at you, and it's just about how you weather them. So never in any point during a game do I get a sense of defeat from the team. No matter how much time is left, we're never beaten. While the game is still going, and I think that has to do with age and just experience. Just get more stops and keep executing, and it calms everyone down and allows us to be able to think and execute better.
Thanks, Jake.
Hey, Jake, on Saturday, Brad talked about just maybe not being the most comfortable when you're not out there on the floor. It seems like pretty high praise. How do you feel like you cultivated that trust with him over the last few years?
Just being here, I've developed a relationship with everyone here, and I've gone through the process of developing that trust with Underwood, which not to I never try to toot my own horn, but just trusting the process and leaning into coaching. Underwood's an intense coach, but once you kind of understand him and see what he's talking about, getting the message rather than the tone, it kind of opens up yourself. And I think I've gotten a lot better being coached by Coach Underwood, and I like hearing that he trusts me out there. It feels good to know that your coach likes you out there, and I try to do everything I can, and I understand not my role, but kind of like my job, and I understand my presence on the court. I think that when I hit the 2 threes in a row, it broke open the game, and to me, that kind of told me about what happens when I do the things that I'm supposed to do. I shot the ball, and then Thompson had to kind of leave the paint and left Kofi open. So our team isn't just one person, 2 person, 3 person. It's a collective effort, and I try to do everything I can, and I know what to do, and I try to do it every time to help this team be its best.
He talked about not playing you as much. I guess you didn't play as much in that first semester last year. Like, then you got in that starting lineup late. What'd you do? I mean, was it like the little things and just kind of showing an appreciation for whatever role you needed, or what do you feel like you did in that stretch to kind of earn this moving forward?
Well, last year I kind of just leaned into well, first I had to figure out what I needed to do to get on the court. And once I figured that out, I kind of just embraced it. I was a completely different player in terms of my role last year. Last year, all I was focused on was guarding and getting the offensive rebound, and whatever came after that was great. And then through that, I just gained the confidence and the experience to play at this level. And then, this year it's kind of just naturally shifted towards more so just hooping and being free. And I know, my certain assignments of what I need to do, but just trusting the process, not getting phased by not playing, just being level-headed, just grinding and work ethic and a whole bunch of little things.
Thanks, Jake. Really appreciate it.
Hey, Jake, there was a point in the Indiana game where the threes weren't dropping early. With Alfonso missed a couple on one possession, you missed a couple, and Trent, but you didn't give up on it. Still a lot of confidence. Where does that just keep letting it fly mentality come from? And is that something that the coaching staff encourages?
Yeah, I mean, I got no problem letting it fly. Trust me. But there was a couple opportunities where I didn't shoot the ball. I kind of just got subbed in. I had 2 bad turnovers early, 2 fouls early, but I knew that I was still, in a good space. Mentally, I stayed engaged in the game. And like I said, I came in and I was, trying to just get a flow going, a feel going, and I didn't shoot a couple of, kind of open shots. And there was a media timeout, and like I had everyone yelling at me for not shooting the ball. So I was just kind of, screw it. Like, all right, bet I'm gonna shoot it. I got no problem shooting it. Luckily my teammates and my coaches instilled the confidence in me that, I already have, but just reinforced it. It told me to go out there and keep shooting. And I just was like, all right, bet I'm gonna go out there and shoot it. And good things happened.
Seems like you have a lot of confidence.
All
from
right,
the
I got
top of
it.
the key
Sorry,
area.
sorry, Doug, sorry, I
really
got to wrap
quick-
it up. It's 12.
Oh, go ahead,
Doug,
Derek.
It's
Sorry, man.
12:30. Sorry,
Okay,
I got to
cool.
wrap it up. I got to get him film. Thank you, guys.